Hello, Patriots. Thank you for tuning in to this week's broadcast of Mason Cable News. My name is Kylan Adams.
And I'm Alexis Whitted.
We wanted to make it clear that the opinions expressed in this broadcast of Mason Cable News does not necessarily reflect the views of Mason Cable Network. And with that being said, Alexis, we're nearing the end of our semester. So how has it been going for you?
Good. Today I just had my last lab ever. That's really exciting. So now I'm done with science forever, which it just feels really good. How about you?
It's going pretty well, you know. I accepted a job offer that I'm excited about.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So things are looking up.
That's awesome. Mason Cable News would like to express our remembrance for a tragic event that occurred 10 years ago on Sunday. Sunday marked the 10th anniversary of the Virginia Tech shooting on April 16, 2007. A college student brought 2 guns to campus and killed 32, wounding 17 others. This photo was taken from Matt Gentry of the Roanoke Times on the candlelight vigil held Sunday. Virginians across the state mourned this Easter of those killed and remembered the tragic event that occurred a decade prior. Joe Samaha's daughter, Rima Samaha, was killed in the shooting. From the Roanoke Times, Samaha hopes that universities around the nation will, quote, continue to take advantage of the organization 32 National Campus Safety Initiative, which helps universities improve their safety protocols. It's been 3,653 days, he said, and I've thought about her every one of them.
It is special election season to fill spots vacant from federal appointments. The special election gaining more traction is Georgia's 6th congressional district, previously held by announced Secretary of Health and Human Services Tom Price. The district is a fairly affluent area consisting of much of the northern suburbs of Atlanta and parts of eastern Cobb County, northern Fulton County, and northern DeKalb County. In presidential elections, the 6th district has been a Republican stronghold, where since 2000, Republican nominees have won the district by more than 20 to 30 points. The seat was also held by conservative and former Speaker Newt Gingrich. However, the 2016 presidential election proved to be an anomaly, when Trump won the district by 1 single point. 18 candidates were vying for the role of representative. Democrat Jon Ossoff was the frontrunner in the race, with Republicans Karen Handel and Bob Gray splitting the Republican vote. Ossoff unsuccessfully attempted to reach an upright majority above 50% to avoid runoff. Early returns showed very promising for Ossoff, but this map began to narrow before putting him under the 50% mark. Jon Ossoff and Karen Handel will be going to the second round of voting on June 20th.
In Virginia special election news, Democratic Jacqueline Smith beat Republican Jackson Miller to become Prince William County Clerk of the Court. Miller is the House Majority Whip in the Virginian House of Delegates, and the clerk office is a popular landing spot for former lawmakers with a good salary and a chance to boost pension. The purple Prince William district went blue to elect Smith by more than 1,600 votes and 6 percentage points.
On to Mason News. Rain and wind might have moved Giving Day festivities inside, but it did not stop the flood of support and donations. Giving Day was Thursday, April 6th, initially planned to be held outside of Southside Plaza. However, rain pushed the event inside. Regardless, a count of 1,044 donors gave more than $152,000 in support of the university, ranging from scholarships to the arts and other initiatives. Social media used the hashtag #GiveToMason to create a social media buzz for the fundraising event. Pictured above is Ron Era and Green Machine Conductor and our very own Patriot participating in Giving Day at the Southside lobby. A special guest will be arriving at the CFA this Friday. Here's Madeline Powell on the scene.
This coming Friday, April 21st, will mark a notable day for the George Mason University campus. Well-known comedian, political activist, and host of Comedy Central's The Daily Show, Trevor Noah will perform for the Fairfax community at 8 p.m. on Friday. The Born in Crime author has called for an already sold-out event here at the Center for the Arts. Many are anticipating his charisma and presence as he commentates on his South African childhood, the state of the politics, and about current hot and pressing topics. Although this is already a sold-out event, we hope that all those who have tickets will share their experiences with Mason Cable News and the local Mason community on Friday night. This has been Madeline Powell at the Center of the Arts.
Pick up your copy of Outlier Magazine today. Published by the Office of Student Media, Outlier Magazine is a, quote, publication that explores matters of global human rights, domestic advocacy, and culture of the intersection of diversity within the LGBTQ community. Within this issue, Mason students wrote about some overlooked issues within the LGBTQ community, such as BDSM relationships, being out in the Greek system, mental health, and the military's don't ask, don't tell policy. Students are encouraged to share their stories through different mediums such as personal essays, photography, and poetry. Nearly 1,000 copies of Outlier were distributed for last week's Pride Week festivities alone. If you're interested, visit outliermag.onmason.com.
This Thursday and Friday, April 20th and 21st, Mason will hold its 2017 Biotech and Health Sciences Research Symposium on the Fairfax campus. From a release by Michelle McDonald, the initiative is, quote, yielding outcomes in such diverse areas as helping people recover faster from strokes, identifying disease outbreaks, and helping emergency responders and emergency room trauma teams work together more efficiently. There will be representatives from Innova Health System, Virginia Biotechnology Association, MedStar National Rehabilitation Network, and many others. Researchers will present their work at Dewberry Hall. Registration for the event can be found at news.gmu.edu. The program was launched 2 years ago by Provost S. David Wu, and the office has invested $1 million in total funding.
Class registrations have begun for the fall 2017 school year. Students can check when they will be able to register on Patriot Web under Student Services, Registration, and Registration Status. Currently, honor students, graduate students, and those with senior, junior, and sophomore standing should have the ability to register, while freshmen can register this Friday. Registration is dependent on credit hours earned to date.
The annual Victim Rights Run Walk, known as the VRRW, will be next Thursday, April 27th at noon. The event is a 5K which begins and ends in Merton Hall. As quoted from the website, the proceeds of this event go to support the George Mason University Victims of Violence Fund and the Rape Aggression Defense Program. Mason's Victims of Violence Fund, quote, provides direct assistance to student survivors of sexual assault, stalking, and dating and partner violence. The photo was taken by L. Renee Vision Photography of the 2014 event. This year will be the 21st annual time the event has been held. The event also collaborates with the Amy Willard Endowed Scholarship Fund. Amy was a Mason student athlete whose life was cut short by a brutal act of violence in 1996. To learn more and register for the event, visit vrrw.gmu.edu.
Jennifer Ritterhouse will be launching and holding a discussion about her new book next Wednesday at the Fenwick Library. The book is titled Discovering the South, One Man's Travels Through a Changing America in the 1930s. In the novel, Ritterhouse assembles the journey of Jonathan Daniels, a white Southern liberal and editor of the Raleigh News and Observer. The novel explores Daniels' journeys and his encountering of political and cultural structure in the 1930s South. Jennifer Ritterhouse is an associate history professor at Mason, teaching classes on the South, 20th century United States, cultural history, and research methods. The discussion will begin next Wednesday, April 26th at 3 p.m. in the Fenwick's Library main reading room.
Stay tuned for the sports report after Freshman's Corner on jobs. Also, stick around for On the Couch and our roundtable on Facebook and the role of social media. You're watching Mason Cable News.
Welcome to this week's segment of Freshman's Corner. I'm your host, Cody Borden, coming to you from the Southside Lobby to talk to freshmen about jobs and careers. What job do you want to have after college?
I want to go into publications, so that's one of the main reasons I chose Mason, since it's so close to DC, and that's a good area to get into the publications field.
After college, I would love to be a special education teacher.
An accountant. That'd be ideal.
I'm thinking about being an individual music producer or an audio engineer or a recording engineer.
Okay, what would be your dream job?
Dream job, probably the editor of The New Yorker. That would be really cool. Or working for one of the big newspapers like LA Times or New York Times, one of those.
I guess a dream job would be somewhere in a small office that I own, helping people with taxes, you know, because I want to try to help people get like the most out of their money and not let the government get it all.
Okay, what is a funny or interesting thing that has happened to you while you're at work?
Well, a lot of the kids that I work with, they have special needs, and they always do like little funny things, and it's really cute.
I mean, working with excellent musicians, that would be some experience.
And I was down going to the office, and the office door slammed shut, and I looked in there, no one was in there, and it was the Walgreens ghost.
Now for our activity this week, we're going to give freshmen the chance to be a spokesperson for whatever product they desire.
So So, if you're into writing and arts, then you should really submit to Volition Magazine. It's the best literary magazine on campus. We do great work, and you can get your stuff published, and it's cool to say that you're a published artist or a published writer.
Come to my tax firm, because you don't know what the government's doing with that money. CIA runs a lot of really sketchy programs, and you don't want to help pay for that stuff. So you should come to my tax firm, and I'll help you get the most of your money back from the government.
Yes,
Great, that was
Nicholas.
perfect. That'll do it for this week's segment of Freshman's Corner. I'm your host, Cody Borden. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my summer job at Truck Parts Unlimited and all the boys back there for all their continuous support. Tune in next week for the next segment of Freshman's Corner.
Hello, Patriots. My name is Lexi Hodgson with your sports update for the week. According to Massachusetts police officials, it was confirmed that Aaron Hernandez, former NFL tight end for the New England Patriots, took his life this morning in his jail cell. Hernandez was sentenced to life in prison without parole in 2013 in connection with the murder of semi-pro football player Odin Lloyd. This photo, taken by Jared Wickerham, caught a moment of the trial. Hernandez was quickly cut from the Patriots in 2013 after police connected Hernandez to Lloyd's murder. The Patriots were set to be at the White House this morning for their Super Bowl 51 victory and had yet to comment on the situation. Now on to Mason sports. The men's baseball team is on a 5-game win streak. This is the first 5-game win streak for the Patriots since 2013. It is also the first 3-game sweep since joining the A-10 conference. The Patriots defeated Dayton on Friday in game one with a score of 7-1 and completed a doubleheader victory on Saturday, winning game 1 8-6 and game 2 10-5. The Patriots have scored 52 runs on 64 hits during their 5-game win streak and have collected at least 10 hits in all 5 games. They've also outscored opponents by a combined score of 52-21 while committing only 1 error. Mason started play earlier today at 3 p.m. against the United States Naval Academy. The women's softball team is also playing well as of late. On Monday, the Patriots defeated Rhode Island 4-1 to complete their Easter week with a 5-0 record. Mason had to come from behind to complete their first 3-game conference series sweep since April 2015. 7 different Patriots posted a hit in this game. The softball teams also started playing earlier today at 2 p.m. against George Washington University. The men's volleyball team ended their season with a 3-1 loss against number 13 Penn State. The men fought hard near the end of the match but couldn't hang on for the victory. Despite their hard work, the Patriots will miss the postseason for the first time since 2000. The Patriots played tough in this match, specifically in the last set, where the largest lead was 2 and the score was tied 19 times. Congratulations to the seniors for their hard work at George Mason. And the women's lacrosse team is on a 6-game win streak. In a matchup of the best teams in the A-10, Mason was victorious. The Patriots controlled the pace early and held off Richmond for a 16-11 victory. This is the longest winning streak in 9 years for the Patriots, and this is their 3rd straight season with 10 or more wins. With the victory, the Patriots locked a spot in the A-10 tournament, which will be held next month in Philadelphia. Mason will wrap up a 3-game homestand with their final home game of the season on Friday against St. Joseph's. The game will begin at 4 p.m. and the Patriots will honor their seniors before the start of the match. That's it for sports this week. Good luck to any teams playing this week and weekend. Stay tuned for our roundtable on the Cleveland shooting.
Hello, Mason Nation. Welcome back to another amazing week with me, Gina Jerome, on the couch. Well, I'm here and I'm very excited to be your source for entertainment news nationally, as well as in the GMU and DMV area. So now let's move on to our very first story, which I know you're all very excited to hear about. But Lala Anthony and Carmelo Anthony have reportedly separated. The television personality and her NBA player hubby have split up after 7 years of marriage, according to TMZ. They share one child together, 10-year-old Keon Carmelo Anthony. The publication says sources claim the couple came under some pressure during the NBA season and amid reports that Carmelo will be traded from the New York Knicks. Though TMZ reports the split has been amicable, they're told Lala has already moved out of her home with Carmelo and is now living separately in New York City. Also in Hollywood land, here's some pretty fun and great and interesting news for you. Coachella Part 1 was this past weekend, and everyone, I can pretty much say everyone was there. This event is one of the most anticipated music festivals of the year, and it's known to attract well-known stars as well as some Not so friendly guess. Tech-savvy concert-goers helped police locate a New York man who allegedly stole more than 100 cell phones at the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival over the weekend, authorities said. The Indio Police Department in California said it arrested Reynaldo de Jesus Henao Friday after several attendees activated their Find My iPhone app and followed the suspect around the festival venue until authorities were able to detain him. He was arrested with a backpack containing more than 100 mobile phones, which were believed to have been stolen from the concert site. I know, crazy, right? But several of the devices were returned to the victims, and the rest were reported to the venue's lost and found site. Henao was arrested on charges of grand theft and possession of stolen property, police say. But celebrities included Katy Perry, Halsey, ASAP Ferg, Kylie Jenner, Amber Rose, Paris Hilton, and Odell Beckham Jr. were all spotted at the festival over the weekend. The three-day festival, held at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California, attracted an estimated 125,000 attendees per day. And Kylie and her sister Kendall Jenner even hosted the Winter Bubble Land pool party at a private mansion in Rancho Mirage, California. But also in Kylie news, Kylie Jenner and Tyga were both partying at Coachella but have not been spotted together. The two were seen with friends at separate bashes over the weekend, weeks after they sparked split rumors again, due to the simple fact that they have not been photographed together since early March. They have not commented on the status of their relationship, but Kylie has been seen hanging out with only her friends at Coachella. She was spotted at the Pretty Little Thing X Paper magazine party Friday night, sporting a sparkling gold mini dress and a neon green hairstyle. Tyga was not spotted at the bash, but was also seen hanging out with his own crew. Despite the split rumors, Kylie and Tyga do appear to be on amicable terms. However, she has still been supporting the music publicly and has even posted and recently liked a few Instagram pictures of him that he had posted. Well, Mason, this has been great, bringing you some infotainment, my fellow patriots. Once again, this has been Gina Jerome with you on the couch, and I really want to know, how many of you wish you were at Coachella this past weekend? I know I do. Well, tweet me at Najina_J, and if you even feel like it, you can follow me on Instagram at GinaJuju. Start studying for those finals. And in the last few weeks, a new face may start appearing, but in the meantime, see you next week, Mason Nation.
Easter Sunday was a dangerous time for Cleveland residents when a man drove around downtown and committed multiple murders. The murderer went on the run, but was later recognized at a McDonald's drive-thru in Erie, Pennsylvania yesterday, about 100 miles from Cleveland. An issue raised from the rampage was his use of Facebook Live to record the murder for millions to view. The video was online for more than 2 hours until it was pulled down. The victim's grandson, Ryan A. Goodwin, pleaded on social media to stop sharing the graphic video online. Vice President of Facebook, Justin Osofsky, said in a public post that Facebook understands they, quote, need to do better in stopping videos such as the shooting from appearing on its media. While other social media platforms handle the issue also, Facebook's nearly 2 billion user platform makes it more prone to issues such as this. The death of Philando Castile last summer was broadcasted by his girlfriend live on Facebook. What is the role of social media and the gaining trend of live video having today in our world?
Well, with something like Philando Castile, I think people were more ready to, jump and cry for justice for that. And also with what happened with Steve Stevens. But I do think that because of how many people are on there, there's God in the world, so people will take advantage of that. But for me personally, I don't know what goes into taking a video down on Facebook, so I can't say, that was way too long, because I don't know their exact process.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alexis, but I think when you're talking about what is the role of social media, that is the role of social media. People go to social media for their news, and so that got it out about what was happening. And if we did not have that live video, would people have had that same concern about stopping this killer? And so while I can understand from the family standpoint of seeing your loved one get shot, I've never been through it, but I can only imagine how that would feel. At the same time, that's our world now. people go live all the time, and so seeing this and sharing this, I don't think people shared it out of trying to be rude or disrespectful to the family. They were sharing it as, look at what just happened in America. Look at what's happening right now, and as we're on Facebook, we need to stop this.
I agree. I remember writing a paper once about how important social media was, and that's one of the biggest things that social media does, and sometimes it's this horrendous and this unfortunate, but unfortunately, Steve Stevens, it's a shame, and unfortunately the killer did commit suicide. But if he hadn't, they knew who killed him. They knew who to look for. They knew the suspect.
Right. They even talked to him at the phone.
Right. So even, Facebook Live, it's really unfortunate. They knew who did it, though, and if they could have been quicker about getting to him, it's kind of the family would have had justice for that reason. So I think Facebook and any other social media network that implements the live video, sometimes bad things are going to be put on. They can't control that. And like you said, you don't know what goes into the process of taking it down. But as long as it gets taken down and Facebook's issued an apology about it and they're going to do better, it is what it is, and they can't control what goes on.
But is Facebook to blame for it? Because Facebook just gave a platform. It was the users who shared it. So I think
that's
another
agree.
point.
I think Facebook did. I genuinely think that they did everything they could to get that video down when they could. And I don't think it falls on Facebook. The person who did it. The person clearly wanted fame, and he wanted attention, and he's getting it, and he, by making an apology after the fact on Facebook Live, he was really, that's what he got what he wanted. He wanted fame.
Patriots, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Mason Cable News, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Mason Cable Network to keep up with the latest news on and off campus. With that, I'm Alexis Whitted.
I'm Kylan Adams.
And I'm Lexi Hodgson. Have a great week.